It's gonna be a whole new intro.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, Amanda?
A whole new intro. Oh, I start now. Okay. Hey. Hello. Hello, everybody. It's Amanda. You can find me online as Who's That Brown. It's pretty nice. If you look it up, you can find some really nice art nudes. If you want one, pay the artist who made them, not me. Do not DM me for nudes.
You sure? I mean, I feel like I
DM
don't
me
know.
for
People
nudes.
pay for that. People pay for that. I don't know. Like, if people wanted to buy my nudes, I would be like, hell yeah, buy my nudes. Like, give
It
me a
depends
price.
on, I don't know. I guess it depends on who you are and like what you're asking me for. Like, I'm not going to send you sexy nudes, but I'll send you artistic nudes. And then if you feel like that's sexy and you interpret it as a sexy thing in your own mind, in your house, and like don't tell me about it, that's totally fine.
Hey, nice, nice. Well, it's your comrade Garlic here once again. Um, wearing my trusty Carolina blue shirt that says, Black Panther Party on it. Uh, I don't know if you've seen the other videos of me just reading the book Panther Vision on the YouTube, but apparently some people watch it, so that's kind of cool.
Oh. No, I didn't see those because what's the name of the the name of the YouTube channel is the name of the podcast, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I should have known that. Like I got the link that you sent me, but then I was like, wait. Yeah, and that's where I stopped.
I love it. I love your honesty.
Subscribers.
Thank you for being honest with me. It's okay. It's fine.
No.
So I guess like what if during our what are they calling it? Social distancing? Is that the name of the thing now?
Yes, social distancing, self quarantine, isolation.
I feel like a lot of people I know already
Upgrading.
do this.
Yeah, I think so too, but like it feels different because now it's a thing that's like it's not even necessarily being enforced, I guess, but it's something that's like,
It's like
hey, somebody else
encouraged.
is telling me that I have to stay inside, and so it makes you want to like go outside.
Yeah, I feel like that's like my rebellious nature, being like, oh, I'm supposed to stay inside now. Like, fuck. Well, I'm going outside. I'm gonna go fucking walk down the street
Yeah.
now. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go hang out now. Like maybe what if this has an opposite effect and everyone's just like, fuck it, we're just trying to hang out with our friends. So it's like
That's what I feel like is happening. Like a lot. I saw this post on Instagram earlier, and it was like a picture of this family, wholesome whites sitting in their living room. Everybody's on their phones. It's like before the quarantine, and then another picture below it, and it's like during the quarantine, and everybody's outside walking on the belt line. Like everyone. I was like, shit. But for real though, for real.
this is not happening the way they don't think that they planned, but they imagined. But it's fine. It's okay. So I want to
Yeah,
know what's
I
some. Sorry, I cut you off. What were you saying?
Oh, no, I was just saying, yeah, I guess so. I guess so. The opposite of what they wanted. This is what they get.
It might be good for everyone. Who knows? I think I like to center like some love, I guess, some good wholesome love energy to start off to talk, because I think it's always nice to do that. So one thing that happened to me since I've been doing like prison work, one of the people I write to asked me to call his dad and ask if he could, just send him some support. And I called this dude and I was just like, hey, sorry to bother you. Just was about your son. He just asked if he could, send him some bucks. He's like, going through a tough time right now. And the dude was like, no. He's like, no, this isn't a waste of my time. This is about my son. He's like, just when you talk to my son, let him know that I'm fighting for him on the outside. Like he's like, while he's inside, don't just let him know that. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm about to start crying on this
That's
phone.
so, oh,
But it was a
Mm.
sweet moment, and I thought that was really great. So that was like my highlight of this. Of that was like today too. So that was my daily highlight of just calling this dude's dad and relaying the message.
That is very sweet. I don't have anything that's that heartwarming, I don't think. Um, but I will say something that happened to me like super recently, like maybe just a few minutes ago, like right before I was getting on this video. I was DMing with one of my friends, Ryan, and I was telling him about this like video. No, it's a website that I got a free subscription to for like workouts and stuff, and like stretching and all of these things because we're trapped inside. I mean, personally, I have a lot more freedom, I think, than a lot of people who are stuck in the cities do because I'm out here in the country, so like I can go walk around and stuff. But at the same time, it has made me a lot less active. So I was talking to him about that, and we started talking about like chronic pain that we have in our bodies and things like that. And I just was able to like share with him things that I've been doing, ways that this video thing has been helping me, and like the link to it so that he could get started. And also, it kind of just like, talking about more personal issues like that, like dealing with chronic pain. It's not like a common thing that we talk about every single day. And maybe eventually we would have gotten to it, when we're hanging out or something. But like being far away from my friends has made me feel a little bit closer to them because I've been like, in pretty close contact with them through the internet. And that's really nice. So, yeah.
Uh, the internet's cool, even though my internet got shut off earlier, so I had to shell out 80 of my bucks that I don't have to turn it back on
Yo,
because I need it. And those motherfuckers straight shut my shit down in the middle of a pandemic, and I'm like, oh sweet, that's really nice that you guys are, because
no,
essentially to me the internet's a utility at this point in life. Like you kind of need the internet for like life.
you do.
Like it should be
Absolutely.
considered a
Everybody
utility.
does. Like it definitely should. And there's more evidence of it right now than any other time, I feel like, especially with like kids. Like it's affecting kids a lot, like low income kids, kids who just they're unable to have access to the internet, and their schools are like, hey, you can't come here anymore. We're closed. Like, how are they supposed to get in touch with their teachers or their peers, or like even try to have some semblance of finishing out the school year if they can't access internet? Like, it's really nice. There are a few different private internet providers that are like, hey, we'll give you free internet. It's like, okay, thank you, bitch, but like it should have been free this whole time. That's nice, but like keep it free. Keep it free. If not for us, for the children.
100%. Honestly, I feel like right now it's really showing just like, how before, like, oh yeah, I had to commute all this way to do this job, but now all of a sudden you can do this job from home. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
all these people are like, oh, so you saying I could have been doing this from my house the whole time? Or
Yeah.
like school, people have been like, yo, like I know I saw this post for this lady, and she was like, I literally dropped out of college last month because of my disability, and like I was told that I couldn't do my classes from home, and then now all of a sudden all the whole school's just moved to online classes, and everyone's still in school, and I could have been doing this the whole time, but they told me originally that I couldn't do this. And it's just like the lies and the veil's just ripping off. It's just like
Yeah, yeah, it's so fucked up, and that's for so many different industries too. Like, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking. One of the guys that was on there saying that one of the most like disadvantaged populations in the workforce is like women who have children. And yeah, I totally agree with that, because he was talking about how like people who are in my age gap, like, and this is mainly talking about like corporate America, so they can, you know, go to school, get out, get your corporate job, like scale up, get somewhere to where you're like kind of matching the earning rate of the men that you're working with. But then as soon as you become a mom, it's like right back down. You're at like, what is it, like 77 cents on the dollar or something? And a lot of these companies have been refusing to allow people the flexibility to work from home. Like that would put so much, I mean, so much less pressure on moms who are also working people, letting them live their lives and not have to like go into an office every single day. And right now we can see that there's no reason for them to be going to an office every single day. Like if people with disabilities, there's no reason that you should have to leave your house or like inconvenience yourself any more than you already are or might be just to go to work, when you can do the same work from your house or from like a comfortable coffee shop that's not an hour commute away.
Yeah. You can bring your kids with you. Like there's you could do all those things.
Right.
And so it's really going to be interesting to see if people are like, well, like how are they going to change? Because obviously you can't. There's no going back to what it was. Because one, what it wasn't fucking working in the at
Mm-mm.
all. So it's like, are the jobs going to be changed permanently? Like right now, I'm unemployed, so like I'm an unemployed motherfucker at the moment. So I'm kind of like not really stressing about it. I'm kind of like this unemployed life realistically. I am kind of enjoying the not having to go to work thing. That's been pretty lit. I've been sleeping in.
I
That's been so sick.
oh, man. I agree with you about that. Like, I don't know. Like not well. I work as a freelancer, so for me, being unemployed is a little different than like just like not having a job. So like it's cool. I like it. I like being home because I left Atlanta. I like came up to North Georgia during all of this to just like get some quiet, get away from the dirty city, like get away from being surrounded by so many cops every fucking day. Like I don't like that shit. Um, but at the same time, like I my job is like gone. Like it requires that people are gathered together in usually in groups more than 10 people, and like we all do these things, and I kind of rely on like larger institutions to be open. I work at a lot of universities and stuff like that. So I'm a little bit stressed out about stuff because I'm like, shit, how am I gonna pay for anything? Because whatever, like, don't get me wrong, definitely not paying rent. I can give a fuck about that. They're not gonna evict me. Thank you, Keisha Bottoms, for doing one good thing. One good thing. Um, but yeah, so it's a little stressful, but it has been cool to have to like think about different ways that I could continue to do my work and not be with groups of people. So like the whole like self-quarantining thing has been kind of nice for like innovative ideas. I like
Now,
that.
I have seen the creativity go sky high lately. There's been a lot of
Yeah.
cool media being made lately. A lot of memes, a lot of funny TikTok videos. Like,
Yeah,
I,
yeah. It's
I don't
just
have the app, but I like watching the TikTok videos.
like the TikTok videos on Instagram.
Yeah, I watch the
Yeah.
TikTok videos on Instagram. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I don't need TikTok because I probably wouldn't even fucking use it. Not in the way that other people are using it, but I don't know. TikTok's pretty funny.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about downloading it earlier today, and I might do it this evening because like it could be cool, but I don't know. I think I'll download it and try to make a video and see how it turns out, and then if it turns out well, I will continue.
All right. Let me know how that goes. So I guess I had one thing on here about like fear tactics in media, but I honestly don't even want to go over that too much because it's already like such a big thing that's happening. I feel like the media is just like not helping, like,
Yeah.
and I don't want to focus too much on it because I'm already like a stressed person in life as is. I don't even want to be more stressed than I already am. But
Mhm.
I think one really cool thing is like the mutual aid stuff that's happening in Asheville. So that's been pretty cool. So essentially, it's like a collective, mostly anarchist people, but there's like so essentially we've come up with a system, and there's a bunch of different loops, and there's like fundraising, media, drivers, whatnot. So pretty much what we're doing. And I'm playing a really small part in this, so it's like, but I'm just explaining how the thing works. It's like we have bins and businesses that are still open, because obviously no one wants to put a bin by their house. If they live in like apartment complexes, it's like a different thing, but no one wants to put their address out, you know? So
That makes
essentially,
sense.
if you're doing making donations, you'd go and you drop off the donations to these bins. And so we have people set up that are only picking up bins, you know, and bringing them to the decontamination area that we luckily found by asking like a building owner if we can use this empty space, which is right by a neighborhood that we're doing a lot of work in. And luckily they said yes, which was cool. There's no electricity. We'd have to pay for that, obviously, but
Uh,
it's fine. So we just like we're just doing stuff during the daytime and using working with the sunlight, and so we got everything there. From what we know, like the virus stays for like 3 days max on like plastics and stuff. So we got our different like uh, timetables. We have tables set up lining the room, and they have different like amounts of time that they've been on that table. So like whenever it, you know, gets past a certain time, we'll move it over so that way it creates space when we get new things. And so essentially, by the time they move through the tables, they would have all been there for 3 days. And we have a request sheet. We have people with a hotline. People have called. We've gotten back to them and let them know like how long it'll take for them to get stuff. And someone will call us and be like, all right, because I'm a driver, so like my job would be to take the decontaminated things to a person, and then so we'd go out, call the person, let them know that we're there, drop it off at wherever like they feel comfortable having stuff dropped off, and then let someone know that we've completed the delivery, and someone's like changing the spreadsheet to be like, yeah, this is completed. And so that's like the system that we've come up with right now. We're kind of like, so if there's like a shelter alert or a state of emergency sort of thing where they're like going to make people stay inside, that may change how we're doing stuff. But I think even with those things, if we're just like, oh, we're just, you know, getting food or something, we're able to kind of like skirt around the bullshit. But
yeah,
so
for
that's our like food distribution service right now. But we are having some trouble getting like larger amounts of food because some people are like trying to sell their shit, and you know, not every restaurant is like super open to just like donating food, even though their shit's gonna go bad in the walk-in while no one's there. But there's a few other mutual aid services happening in Asheville, but everyone is super strapped on resources. We've been reaching out to multiple people, and they're like, "Yeah, we like barely have enough to take care of our people, to you know to give extra stuff to other folks." So it's kind of like a stressful point at the moment, and need a lot more hands and a lot more resources. But for what we got right now, I think the system is good. But it's been really cool though seeing the amount of people come together like they have been. It's been pretty nice, and it's a good relationship builder too because I don't usually work with a lot of anarchists, and it's been a new experience. Everyone's been pretty nice though, even though I could probably tell there's been a couple reservations letting one of these tanky commies in their their organizing circle, but whatever. But everyone's been nice. It's been super chill. So I think that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing about like artists and like people who are in the art community. There I've seen a lot of things going around, like people creating funds, especially there's been a lot of women and a lot of like queer women of color who have started relief campaigns and things like that, so that people who are like freelancers or artists or musicians or like, you know, people who rely on gigs and bookings and have had everything canceled can come on there and be like, hey, like this is what I need. And there's a lot of other people who are like, great, I have help this. And so I think that's been really nice. And it's just really like, it makes me feel really hopeful about society, I guess. Like it makes me feel really good to see that this is happening, and also to be able to be in a position to like share these opportunities with other people, or like get them in front of certain people's eyes or whatever. Like I've definitely been trying to apply for some of the things because I need it, but I don't need every single one. So like some things are better for other people, like it's whatever, but like it's been really awesome to see like everybody is kind of like pitching in and seeing what can we do to help everybody. Except the spring breakers who are in Miami right now. Fuck those guys.
I have seen some of those videos. That's hilarious. But no, I like whenever I try to talk to people about socialism, they're like, "Oh man, like people are just inherently greedy. Like that will never work because people are like greedy as fuck." And I just want to be like, "No, you're greedy. Like that's what you really mean. It's like you're projecting like your shit on other people, and you don't actually want to help people. But I think people in general want to help people. Like humans are
Yeah,
social creatures. Like we wouldn't be anywhere
yeah.
without
I
the help of other
mean,
people.
there's no way that we would have even gotten this far if we weren't able to like work together on stuff, you know? And whenever really big things are happening like this, like everybody's scared, everybody's freaked out, everybody's stressed out. Like we don't really know what exactly is going on. We kind of know what's going on, but like when is it going to end? How is it going to end? What's going to happen after that? Like all of these things are happening, and it's really weird and it's really hard to think about, but something that makes us feel better, I feel like, is just being able to help each other. Like I think that out of it, like it's something that you can do actively, like sharing information with people about mutual relief or different sorts of programs, or like grant opportunities, or like emergency funding or whatever. It's like, hey, I can participate in this by helping somebody else. And for this moment, I'm not going to think about where I'm at and how I'm feeling scared about everything. And that's really nice.
Oh yeah, it's like that's kind of really one reason I started going really hard on organizing is because I was like not feeling great mentally, and so like my way of like making myself feel better was to like pour my energy into my work, and I think that's been like really beneficial as a person that like doesn't go to therapy even though I should. And now that I don't have health insurance anymore, I probably won't be going anytime soon. So so I'm glad that
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
this. So
Yeah.
my last point is I want to talk about this prison campaign that we're doing. We haven't officially launched it yet, and I'm not going to talk about our plans on this video format, but well, I want to keep that more in the hush. But we did come up with a statement and 6 demands, and I would like to read that statement if
Okay.
you want to hear it.
I would love to.
So the statement, it's not terribly long, but it is comrades. This is a call to action. The recent events have transpired to a lot of us. The recent events that have transpired, comma, to a lot of us are not surprising. The capitalists have proven time and time again that they do not care about the lives of the people that live on this earth. The ineffectiveness of the capitalists to take care of the people should light a fire in you if it does not exist already. In this time, let us remember what it is that holds the system in place: slave labor. Slavery and colonialism are at the root of this monstrosity we call a nation, and we at the United Panther Movement know the role the prisons play in upholding the robbing of the people. If you stand for justice, if you stand for love, join us in a nationwide campaign to fight for incarcerated comrades in this time of extreme need. We need not forget our people. We love our people, and we demand that 1, prisoners deserve 1 bar of soap a day. We know that the size of the soaps given to prisoners, when they are given at all, are comparable to cheap motel soap, and it's not enough to handle this crisis. Fix this typo. 2, free healthcare. Free testing and treatment of all prisoners, including mental health care, is needed more than anything right now. Prison is not meant to rehabilitate a person in this torture. Provide the care a human being deserves and stop punishment if there is no illness found, which is something they do in prisons. If you go to the doctor and they don't find an illness, that you're more than likely punished for not having something wrong with you at the time, essentially. Which doesn't mean that there is nothing wrong with you, but it's like a thing that they get punished for.
That's disgusting.
No, truly. 3, ending of punitive measures, including access to commissary, personal property, and sanitary products. We demand the acts of revenge of terror of prison staff stop. This includes the grade B and C punitive status. You cannot limit access to the commissary during a pandemic. And pretty much grade B and C are just like access levels that prisoners have to like things like if you're like grade B, you're like you can't go like to the yard or something. And grade C is like you can't even buy stuff from the commissary, which is
Yeah.
like if you're not giving soap and they make you buy soap and you can't even buy any, and there's like this like virus happening, like you're like intentionally trying to kill people.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah.
Number 4 is a food fit for the consumption of human beings. We know that nutrition is the best way to a healthy immune system, and we demand that prisoners be fed fresh food fit for human beings, which I feel like should be a thing regardless, but it's not. So, um, 5, there's 6 of these, by the way. 5, free communication. These things are highly stressful. These times are highly stressful for us and our loved ones, and our loved ones. So we demand unlimited access to phone calls, video visits, and emails for incarcerated people. 6, creation of a clear and accountable crisis management plan. We demand a clear and open plan by each facility on how they're addressing the handling and the events of the COVID-19 pandemic that is known to the public. This is an open call to all organizations that want a better world for all of us. Please contact us. All power to the people. Dare to struggle. Dare to win. And it's signed by the UPM Prison Committee, which I'm currently the director of with a few other folks. I think that kind of puts, it's essentially a call to action. How do you feel about it? Does that sound like pretty concise and direct demands? To me, they're not unreasonable.
No, I mean, it sounds, oh my God. Like, for like, no, they're not. I don't think that they're unreasonable. I think that it's really ridiculous that these are things that need to be demanded from the prison system, like, at all. Because how are you not going to let people be clean when you're telling everybody else, like, wash your hands, blah, blah, blah. And also, like, this whole social distancing thing, that's not a thing that you can do in prison. Like, how are you supposed to social distance yourself when you are literally locked inside of a giant building with probably not very many windows, and you have a cellie who's probably going to be more than, less than 6 feet away from you, and you can't do anything about that. And then also you can't wash your hands regularly, and you don't have hand sanitizer, and like, the fuck?
This,
What did they expect?
I don't know. I mean, ideally, we would like the release of all prisoners, but I mean, I it's like, will saying that even mean anything? They're just gonna scoff at us, I feel like. So I feel like at least making these demands should be like it's a reasonable thing. And also I saw Jay-Z's like prison reform thing and his list that he came out with. And I was just like, yo, this is booty. Like these are the things like that you say. I
What did
wanna
he write? He's like
uh,
one watch the Crown album per prisoner, free download.
free download.
Comes with a patch for your prison uniform. Signed by me, Jay-Z.
I wanna see if I can pull it up because it's in the chat somewhere. Because I wanna read it to you because it's pretty like I was kind of mad. I saw that shit and I was just like, yo, what the fuck is
Um,
this shit?
and I wanna plug a podcast that I really enjoy listening to right now. It's called Ear Hustle, and it's really amazing. I don't know if you've ever heard it or like listened to it before. I'm gonna send you the link to it
Send me the link. I've
after.
never heard it.
It's awesome. It's made and produced by the prisoners at San Quentin Prison, and it's about life in prison and also outside of and after prison, like what happens when you leave. Um, I've known people who have been in prison before, like whatever. It's a thing. It happens. A lot of people get incarcerated, but there's this idea of who is a prisoner, or like what does a prisoner look like, and this language around it, like inmates and blah blah blah. I was like, well, these are all people, and they have lives and interests, and every single thing that you do, they're just messed up right now. And I gotta say that, like, I started listening to it like maybe a year ago now, and it totally shifted my perspective on how I think about people who are in prison, like people who are incarcerated. Um, it really challenged a lot of the like biases that I had that I didn't even know that I had about, like, when it came to thinking about, oh, this is a prisoner, or like this person has a felony, or like whatever. And it's just amazing. It's a really good show. And it's made by the people who are in there, like living inside of San Quentin. It's really awesome.
Nice. I follow a dude that has a podcast that's inside of a prison, and I'm not going to like put his shit on blast right now though, because he's using like a hacked tablet inside of prison right now,
Okay.
and I didn't know
Let me
you could do
listen
that.
though. I want to
But
listen to that.
shout out to that guy. He's fucking lit. Um, oh, so all right, I found this picture though that from Jay-Z's like thing. So it's called like Safer. Uh, Yeah, it's the reform allowance, and it's called a safer plan, and so it's like an acronym. So S is suspend jail for technical violations, suspend probation office visits, and payment of fines, which is fine, but it's like for technical violations, so that like totally like disconnects all this other shit that you could possibly be in jail for. A, adopt smart alternatives to incarceration. What does that actually fucking mean? You know, like what does that really mean? Realistically, it's
I
just
mean, yeah, he didn't write anything specific. There's
there's
nothing
nothing
specific.
specific about it.
There's nothing actionable. It's just like, hey, let's do something different.
We should
Moving on.
do. Well, let's think about it. Let's have a meeting. You know,
Yeah,
so
okay.
F is free medical visits and treatment, hand sanitizer, soap, and protective gear. That one's fine. I would like which like not to compare it to ours, but like to be like free medical visits, yeah, but like that doesn't talk. That doesn't. I don't know. Like doesn't include mental health. You know, like it doesn't include
Right.
like all the other shit that could possibly go into it. E, extra precautions for guards and staff. What the fuck are we talking about guards and staff? Like fuck them. You know, like they're pretty much cops, and I don't.
They definitely are. They're
They're
cops.
pretty much cops with a
Like,
different
what
uniform.
precautions?
Like
I
extra
mean, what
precautions for them.
precautions do you want to give them? Like,
Like they
what?
have all the precautions. Like
Yeah.
they have an entire system on their back. Like they're protected. You know, like and R is release elderly and vulnerable to home confinement, which like that one's like probably the best one on here. but whatever. I can't really talk too much on that. But it's kind of, but it really like proves though, because this is like the liberal reform things. Just like we're not trying to change prison per se, but we can make it like a little bit nicer sounding, just like a tad, you know. But I don't know. I just really wanted to like tell you about this because like I was just reading. It's just now like hearing it compared to like ours, and then like reading this one, I'm just like, y'all really be trying to do like the bare minimum.
Really, really. It's like, thank you for thinking about it for the 10 minutes that you thought about it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's like we haven't like even launched this campaign yet, and it's like a big well, one thing too is like a big part of the campaign is the fact that we're reaching out to like we want to reach out to all these different organizations because there's so many prison groups, prison related groups that aren't connected to a revolutionary party. This is a committee that's connected to a revolutionary party, that so we have like a line, and like, but this is just like a section of it because this is like a big part of the struggle to us is realizing that prisons are pretty much the new slave plantations. Like it's like where
Oh, yeah.
corporations get
Oh,
their shit made for really cheap because they're using slave labor. Like, so it's like one of the
mhm.
strongholds of capitalism. So it's like it's like something that we take pretty seriously. So it's like it's interesting to be like, all right, this is this like idea that sounds really fucking ambitious, I guess. Even one of my comrades was like, yo, dude, this is mad ambitious. I was like, yeah, but it's still tangible. Like I feel like it's still like it's tangible to a point because there's only like so many states, like so that like limits us to like acting on 50 states. So 50 is
Yeah.
not that many. It's not a big number. I feel like that's like a tangible number, and especially when you have other people that join in with you. And so we're trying to like unify the groups under a specific cause. And it like goes with our line too of revolutionary intercommunalism, which is like collaborating with all the oppressed groups to overthrow capitalism. So I think it works out with our line. I got to talk about it with the chairman today, and I told him the plan because in my committee we were just talking about it, so I decided to be like, yo, like let's tell the chairman and see what he thinks, and he seems pretty down for it. So hopefully this will pick up steam. This will be a thing. Hopefully, also
Yeah.
hopefully they don't kill me for it. But you know,
Oh, God. Yeah. For real, though. For real.
it's like I was listening to the dudes on Hello Black, and one of them, Delancey, was like, "Yo, like honestly, I don't want to die, Martin." He was like, "I want to like live a full life and shit, and make music and just chill." He's like, "But like this black radical shit ain't gonna do itself, so like I'm still gonna do the stuff, but I really don't want to die this way." you know. So it's been something I've been thinking about lately.
Yeah.
Death,
Yeah.
some
That,
motherfucker.
you know, um, hey, I'm waving at Luz. He's looking at me through the window right now. There's like a window
He's like, "What are you
in front
doing?"
of me. Uh, no, but really, like it sucks that that has to be a concern of like, hey, maybe I'm gonna die because I'm trying to make people's lives better. My bad, I guess.
Yeah,
But
like fuck me, but fine. If it happens that way,
like,
then like I'm not gonna be mad about it. And I'd rather die like doing something like worth it than like dying by intentionally killing myself or something because I'm sad about capitalism affecting my life.
yeah, yeah. Like I was gonna say by like chugging 7 4 locos in a row because that's um
Is that the
detrimental.
limit?
I feel like
Is
you.
that the limit? 7? I can see that. Honestly.
Oh God.
Four locos are not good for you.
Nah, nah.
But I don't know. I guess that's all I had on my like little agenda thing. Is there anything that you wanted to go over, or are you feeling good?
Um, let me think. Oh, something that has been, I think maybe like equally annoying. Also, I think that it's very funny. But it's kind of serious, so I don't know. I think it's funny, but it's also really annoying. All of the like Hotep stuff, like all of this Hotep conspiracies that are going around right now. No, like, can we not, like, oh God, I am so tired of seeing people, and I see people posting this shit on their stories, and I'm like, okay, I know who to unfollow now. So thank you for that, because, like, what are you talking about that they're gonna make, okay, and that's the thing too. It's always a they. Who's the they? They never specify who the they is. It's just like a ambiguous cloud of theys. They are going to make vaccines that they're going to come to your house and forcefully inject into you, that are going to have RFID chips in them, because the Bible said that this is the end and that's the mark of the beast, and that's how they are going to track you and all of this shit. And I'm like, bro, can you chill? Meanwhile, you're out here talking about how you don't think that the coronavirus is real and you're chilling in Miami. Like, stay the fuck inside. Like, don't go out. You should honestly get banned from Trader Joe's for believing this shit. What is wrong with you? I just, oh God, it's so annoying. It annoys me so much. But also, it really makes me laugh because I'm like, if this was like speculative fiction, I would read it and it would be great.
I mean, I bet say Atlanta too is probably like home with the Hoteps too. Like, they'd be mad out there. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's the Black Mecca," but it's like there are mad Black people in Atlanta for sure. But like also like there's a lot of like I don't know, there's a lot of reactionary tendencies with that.
Oh yeah, super reactionaries. Like, oh God, end of the world. Let me go out and like spend as much money as I can on kale so I can make sure I stay alkaline. Bitch, plant kale, plant it. It grows out of the ground. I don't know if you know that, but like you don't have to pay $17 to eat it out of a tortilla wrap that you probably didn't read the ingredients to or ask about, that is not alkaline.
Alkali, I mean, I don't even know about that, but I do follow a dude that's like black vegan, but I don't, but he's not like a Hotep though. I don't get Hotep vibes from him, but he's got
You
a show
don't
called The
know
Alkaline Hour.
you don't know about the alkaline, probably because your third eye is calcified from not eating an alkaline diet.
Yeah, maybe I should just smoke more DMT. It'll uncalcify my third eye or something. Who knows?
Exactly. I was like, come on. Gosh, it's kind of crazy to me. It's so. But but I also like I do enjoy hearing all of these conspiracy things, and I really just wonder like, where did y'all come up with this? Like, where? The RFID chip thing came out of nowhere.
It reminds me of this meme I saw that was like, the virus in I Am Legend wasn't a problem, it was the vaccine.
Oh God. No. No, 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 no. No. No.
I straight saw that and I was like, you guys are really bringing up this fictional ass movie right now. Like, y'all need to stop. Like, stop watching
Yeah.
movies if it's going to take over your brain.
Jesus. Oh my gosh. But I like mm, mm, oh my gosh. I don't know. Oh, okay. So here's another thing that I thought was pretty nice. Maybe it could turn out to be nice. I think that it probably will. Um, Nice and also frustrating. So the thing about all the grocery stores are like cleaned out. The toilet paper thing, ridiculous. Whatever. It's like people don't know that you can clean your ass in the shower if you run out. It's not a big deal. Like, it's not a big deal. But the important thing is all of the shelves with like dry foods, like dry rice and beans and stuff, are cleared out. People are staying home and now they have to figure out how to cook rice and beans for themselves that is not instant. Or they're just gonna have a bunch of like fucking rice and beans sitting there until the next pandemic, because I'm sure we'll have another one. But like, wow, that's really nice. Congrats. I'm proud of them.
I
I'm
bought
proud of
200 rolls of toilet paper. Look at me. Like, which,
yeah,
like, it's not like toilet paper is going to stop you from getting a virus. So, like, I don't understand why
right.
toilet paper, but I don't know. It's not my business to try to understand people all the time. It's like, I
Yeah, I
understand
don't
people to a point, but not like this aspect of people. It's like weird mob, but like mentality, fear. Like, I don't know.
yeah. Like one person did it, or maybe a couple people did it, and then it went viral or something, and then everyone's like, oh fuck, toilet paper's gone. I gotta go get it, like whatever. And like, that's cool, but no, you don't.
You don't. You don't. Well, shit. Um, I don't know. I think I got nothing else. If you, I don't know. I got nothing else for you. I'm gonna wave. Thank you for joining me on this call. May I wish you a good rest of your, I don't know, social distancing. I'll probably talk to you again while this is still happening because I don't think this is going to end anytime soon, honestly.
Oh no, I don't either. I definitely don't either. And I'm honestly like okay with it because I'm about to install some raised garden beds, and I bought a bunch of seeds the other day on my credit card because I want the banks to fail and I don't care because money's not real anyway. And maybe I'll put more stuff on my credit cards and it's going to be useful. And then I'm going to harvest that food and I'm going to eat it and I'm going to share it with my parents because they're next door right now, and I'm happy about that.
Hey, well, love you. I hope you have a fantastic night.
I love you too. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Oh.